Hello, class! Today we're tackling a classic SAT algebra problem. The question asks us to find which of the four given expressions has the least or smallest value when x is equal to -1. The most straightforward strategy here is to substitute x equals -1 into each option and calculate the result. This requires us to be careful with our exponent rules and negative signs. Let's go through it step by step. All right, let's begin with option A. The expression is -x to the power of -1. As the first step shows, we replace x with -1. It's very important to use parentheses here to keep the sign straight. So the expression becomes negative, open parenthesis, -1, close parenthesis, to the power of -1. Now let's work through the calculation. The key is to handle the negative exponent first. The rule is that a number to a negative power is the same as 1 over that number to the positive power. So -1 to the power of -1 is equal to 1 divided by -1, which simplifies to just -1. But we're not done. The original expression had a negative sign in front. So we have negative of -1. A negative times a negative is a positive, so the final value for option A is +1. Let's move on to option B. The expression is x to the power of -2. Following the same process, we substitute -1 for x. This gives us the expression you see on the screen. Open parentheses, -1, close parentheses, to the power of -2. To evaluate this, we use our negative exponent rule again. -1 to the power of -2 is the same as 1 divided by -1 squared. Now, a critical point to remember. When you square a negative number, the result is positive. So -1 squared is +1. Our expression becomes 1 divided by 1, which is simply 1. So option B also has a value of 1. Okay, next up is option C, -2 times x to the power of -2. We substitute -1 for x, which gives us the expression -2 times, open parenthesis, -1, close parenthesis, to the power of -2. This step is a bit quicker because we can use our work from option B. We already calculated that -1 to the power of -2 is equal to +1. So we can just substitute that value in. The expression simplifies to -2 times 1, which equals -2. So the value of option C is -2. Finally, let's look at option D. The expression is 2 times x to the power of -2. This looks very similar to option C. We substitute -1 for x, and our expression becomes 2 times, open parenthesis, -1, close parenthesis, to the power of -2. Just like with option C, we can reuse our result from step 2. We know that -1 to the power of -2 equals 1. So the expression simplifies to 2 times 1, which is 2. The final value for option D is +2. Excellent. We've calculated the value for every option. Now comes the final step, comparing them to find the least value. As you see on the screen, we have a clear summary. Option A is 1. Option B is 1. Option C is -2. And option D is 2. The question asks for the least value, which means the smallest number. Looking at our set of results, 1, 1, -2, and 2, the smallest number is -2. This value came from our calculation for option C. So we have our final answer. The expression with the least value is -2 times x to the power of -2, which is option C. Great work on this problem. It really highlights the importance of being methodical and careful with the rules of algebra, especially with negative numbers and exponents. See you next time.